Are you stuck at a band 6 or 7 wondering what it takes to break through to a band 8 or 9 in IELTS? The answer is often hiding in plain sight. Your grammar. It's not about knowing every obscure rule. It's about using the grammar for the task with precision and control. Many students lose marks not because their English is bad, but because they apply grammar randomly. They use the same simple structures for every question type, which signals a limited range to the examiner. To score higher, you need a strategic approach. You need to think like an examiner and deliver the exact grammatical structures they're looking for in each part of the test. This chapter is your toolkit. We're going to break down the 4 most common IELTS tasks and give you a specific grammatical frame for each one. Think of it as a cheat sheet for your brain. By matching your grammar to the question, you'll communicate more clearly, demonstrate a wider range, and score points faster. Let's get started. First up, Academic Writing Task 1. Describing trends, typically with a line graph. This is where so many students trip up, using vague language like "it went up." To achieve a high score, you need a clear analytical formula. The formula is trend equals tense plus degree. This means you must select the correct tense based on the time period shown, and then describe the of change with precise vocabulary. Let's break that down. For tense, the rule is simple. If you're describing the overall trend from a point in the past up to now, or a change over a period that isn't specified as finished, use the present perfect. For example, sales since 2010. But if you're describing a specific finished period in the past, like the change between 2015 and 2020, you must use the past simple. Sales between 2015 and 2020. This distinction is critical for showing grammatical accuracy. Next, degree. Don't just say increased. How did it increase? Use powerful adverbs like or. You can also use nouns. And vary your verbs. Instead of just go up and go down, use dynamic words like and. Let's see this in action with some examples. Look at this graph. A weak band 5 sentence would be, sales went up from 2010. A band 9 version using our formula, overall sales since 2010. We use present perfect for the overall trend and the adverb steadily to describe the degree. Now let's focus on a specific segment, a weak sentence. In 2012 it went down. A much better high-scoring sentence, from 2012 to 2014, sales by 15%. Here, we use past simple for the finished time period, the verb fell with the adverb sharply, and we quantify the change with by 15%. Let's try a more complex movement. Instead of it went up and then stayed the same, try this. The figure for visitors 80 in May for the remainder of the summer. Notice the sophisticated vocabulary, climbed to a peak, plateaued, and the cohesive device, after which. This is band 9 language. Okay, your turn. A quick mini quiz. I'll show you 2 sentences. You decide which one is better. Sentence 1. The graph shows profits from 2015 to 2020. Which is better? A. The number was going up. B. The number rose dramatically. Pause for 3 seconds. The answer is B. It uses the precise past simple tense for a finished period and a strong adverb, dramatically. Sentence 2. This graph shows house prices from 2008 until today. Which is correct? A. Prices have fallen slightly. B. Prices fell slightly. Pause for 3 seconds. The answer is A. Because the period extends to the present perfect have fallen is the accurate choice. Title: Trend Checklist. Tense matches the time period. Describe degree with verbs, adverbs. Quantify the change, e.g. by 10% to 500, Title 103. So, to summarize for trends, always check your tense against the timeline. Describe the degree of change with precise verbs and adverbs. And where possible, quantify the change. Master this, and you've mastered line graphs. Next, let's tackle bar charts and pie charts. Here, the main task isn't describing change over time, but comparing different categories at a single point in time. The key skill is comparison. Our formula is comparison equals parallel structure plus precise quantifiers. This means your sentences must be grammatically balanced, and you must avoid vague numbers. Let's unpack this. Parallel structure sounds complex, but it's simple. It means when you compare two things, you use the same grammatical form for both. For example, instead of saying sales in France were high while Spain sold less, which is unbalanced, you should say sales in France were in Spain, or France recorded Spain. See how the structure mirrors itself? Use comparatives like and superlatives like, and link ideas with words like, or now, for quantifiers. Don't just write the exact number every time. That's not language, that's data entry. Show your vocabulary by approximating. Instead of 24% say, or instead of 49 million say, or use words like and. This demonstrates lexical resource. Let's look at an example. On this pie chart about student enrollment, a weak sentence is, science is 32% and arts is 12%. A band 9 sentence using our formula, science of students at 32%, the arts. We have a parallel structure, subject, verb, object, the linking word whereas, and precise quantifiers nearly a third and only 12%. Here's a bar chart. Instead of France had 5 million visitors, Spain had 4.8 million, try this. France received visitors, Spain attracted A of 4.8 million. This sentence uses just over and slightly lower to compare and quantify effectively. And for the most significant category, use a superlative. Don't just say online sales was 40%. Elevate it. Online sales constituted at. This identifies the key feature and uses sophisticated language. Time for another quiz. Which sentence is grammatically superior? Look at this chart. A. Laptops were the most popular at 45%, while phones were less. B. Laptops were the most popular item, accounting for 45%, whereas phones were significantly less popular at 20%. Pause for 3 seconds. The answer is B. It has a perfect parallel structure and uses more descriptive language, like significantly less popular. One more. The chart shows cars make up 31% of transport. A. The chart shows 31% for cars. B. Cars represented just under a third of the total. Pause for 3 seconds. B is the clear winner. It paraphrases the number into a fraction, just under a third, showing strong vocabulary and interpretation skills. Title: Comparison Checklist. Use parallel grammatical structures. Use precise quantifiers, nearly, roughly, just over. Use comparatives, superlatives correctly. So, for comparisons, keep your sentence structures balanced. Use quantifiers to show you can interpret numbers, not just copy them. And use comparatives and superlatives to make your key points stand out. Our third section focuses on process diagrams and maps. Here, your job is to describe a sequence of events or the layout of a place. The grammar for this is very specific, and if you get it right, very effective. The golden formula is process equals passive voice plus sequencers. Why the passive voice? Because in a process, the action is more important than who or what is doing the action. We don't care heats the water. We care that the passive voice is formed with the verb to be plus the past participle. For example, is filtered, are collected, was built. To connect the stages, you need sequencers, also known as cohesive devices. These are words that create a logical flow. Start with words like or, continue with or, and conclude with. Don't forget prepositions of place and movement. They are essential for describing where things happen. Words like and add clarity and precision to your description. Let's see a simple example. A weak description. First they heat the water, then they filter it, then they store it. It's active and repetitive. A band 9 version. The water, it through a membrane. The purified water in a large tank. This uses the passive voice, strong sequencers, and prepositions. Here's another one. Instead of, the machine pours the materials in the mixer, write, the raw materials the mixer for 10 minutes. Notice the use of where to add extra information within the same sentence, a hallmark of complex structure. This formula also works for maps comparing two different time periods. For example, describing a town's development. A new road, running the river before crossing a new bridge to the south. The passive was constructed is perfect for describing changes made to the landscape. Your turn to practice. I'll give you an active sentence. You rephrase it using the passive voice. First one. First, someone roasts the beans. How would you say this for a process diagram? Pause for 3 seconds. The best answer is, first, the beans. The focus shifts from someone to the beans. Second one, then a machine sorts the letters. Rephrase it. Pause for 3 seconds. You should have. Then the letters. Simple, clear, and perfectly academic. Title, process checklist. Use the passive voice, is, AR plus, past participle. Connect steps with sequencers, initially then, finally. Use prepositions for location, direction, into, through. To recap for processes, the passive voice is your best friend. Link your steps logically with sequencers. And use prepositions to add detail and precision. Get this right, and any process diagram becomes easy. Finally, let's shift to the speaking test, specifically Part 2, the cue card. This is your chance to speak for 2 minutes on a topic. To get a high score for grammatical range and accuracy, you can't just use one tense. You need to show the examiner you can navigate time and possibility. The formula here is cue card equals past plus future plus hypothetical. Most cue cards ask you to describe something from the past. But to really impress, you should link that past event to your present feelings, your future plans, and even a hypothetical situation. For the past, use the past simple for specific finished events. I Kyoto in 2019. Use the present perfect for life experiences that are still relevant. I traveling. For the future, talk about your plans using will or going to. I visit again next year. This combination alone shows a great range of tenses. But the secret weapon for a band 8 or 9 is the hypothetical, using a conditional sentence. This shows the examiner you can handle complex structures. The second conditional is perfect for this. If I more time, I travel more. It talks about an unreal or imaginary situation. Using just one of these correctly can significantly boost your score. Finally, tie it all together with discourse markers. These are signposting words that structure your talk and make it easy to follow. Use words like and. They make you sound more fluent and organized. Let's combine it all. Imagine the topic is, describe a memorable event. A Band 6 response might just say, I went to a concert, it was fun, I liked the music. A Band 9 response weaves everything together. Well, one of the most memorable events I've attended was a concert I had last year. Past simple. It was probably the best live show present perfect. The energy was incredible, and I think it forever. Future. In fact, I see the band again next summer. Future plan. Enough money, I front row seats next time for sure. Hypothetical. See the difference? The grammar tells a much richer story. Okay, final quiz. Let's upgrade a simple response. The topic is, describe a book you enjoyed. The simple response is, I read a good book. How can you add a future plan and a hypothetical? Pause for 4 seconds. A better version would be, I a fantastic book last month. I read the sequel next. The author, I her how much I loved it. Title. Cue card. Checklist. Use past simple and present perfect. Include a future plan, will, chalk, going to. Add one hypothetical if sentence. Use discourse markers to signpost. So for the cue card, your checklist is, use a mix of past tenses. Include at least one future plan. Try to use one hypothetical if sentence. And use discourse markers to structure your answer. This strategy shows the examiner you have a full command of English grammar. These 4 grammatical frames, for trends, comparisons, processes, and cue cards, are your keys to unlocking a higher IELTS score. They are what examiners are trained to look for. Don't just learn them, practice them, internalize them. Make them your natural way of responding. Apply the right frame to the right question, and you will see your score go up. Practice these frames, band up.